Hey, welcome to Dad Bods and Touchdowns post game. I'm just here by myself. Just want to pass on a few little lowlights, highlights of tonight's boring game. I don't blame Eric if he fell asleep. Haven't heard from him at all. I know Jake is actually out at a comedy club watching some comedians tonight. Definitely smarter to watch the comedians than to watch the ones that were on the field playing tonight. Total yards for the Bears was 179 yards. The defense gave up 265 yards. 25 yards total in that first quarter, which was pretty lackluster. Pretty sad to watch. Once again, offensive line troubles. Caleb Williams holding the ball too long. I don't know if he's not seeing the field quick enough or what it is at the snap, pre-snap, and then after the snap of the ball. But definitely struggling. They did show a stat that he holds the ball the longest in the NFL at 3 seconds. It's gotten progressively better since he's been in the league, but still way too long. League average should be around 2.7. 2.6 seconds to get rid of that ball. Offensive line cannot handle those defenders, and it obviously shows. Misreading blitzes, no blitz pickups on the linebackers coming up through the middle. Overall, not really that great of a game. Caleb Williams had 122 yards. He did throw an interception for the first time in over 500 snaps, breaking that streak, but still owns that record now for the most passes thrown without an interception. So that's one bright side I guess you can take a look at. So DeAndre Swift ended up having 53 yards of rushing. Really slow start, obviously, in the first quarter. Could not get anything going. Picked it up a little bit in the second. And then obviously in the second half, our offense seems to come alive a little bit. It's kind of hard to say when we're only putting up 3 points total and 0 in that second half. Geno Smith had 160 yards. Not really that impressive himself. Hey, there's Justin. Justin, I'm just going over the stats right now on this lackluster game. Kind of an embarrassment. I want to thank you for jumping on with me.
Dude, I watched the whole game with my parents, and Gary and Heather were here. There's no words.
Embarrassment? Is that what strikes you? That's what strikes me. I'll be honest with you. Embarrassment comes to mind. I was talking before you jumped on about Caleb Williams and his inability to seem to pick up that pregame snap or pre-snap blitz. Having trouble reading where they're coming from. Neither are the backs really picking that up when the ball's snapped too. I mean, is that kind of what you're seeing too?
Yeah, I see that, and holding on to the ball way too long.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, the O line's bad, but when you're getting 4 or 5 seconds, you got to get it out, and I think that has to do with coaching again. Like Jake always
Yeah.
says, like Thomas Brown is not it either.
No, no, I agree with you completely. I think that,
Keep him on the staff
and
because Caleb likes him, but
yeah, yeah, and
he's not
actually,
helping
right,
develop him.
yeah. Before you jumped on, I talked about the stat that they showed during the game where they talked about he has progressively gotten better, but he's still holding it the longest than any NFL quarterback currently at 3 seconds per snap.
Yeah,
Um,
he.
I, I think though, I mean, you look at the very last play of that game offensively. Why everything that he did tonight that actually looked good was rolling out of the pocket, and making something happen. Why are we not designing plays for rolling out of the pocket? You
I,
know.
I agree. It's coaching, man. Like I think, dude, that was a badly coached game. Like again, time management at the end when they were driving and they didn't take the timeouts after that the Doomsday catch on third down or fourth down.
Yeah. So
Timeout.
let me ask you this: we've had in the last two coaches, we've had hashtag Fire Nagy, we've had Chance of Fire Nagy. Shit, I was at an AHL hockey game when Nagy was the coach, and there was everybody was chanting Fire Nagy in between intermission. I know his son played at Lake Forest High School, and they were chants of Fire Nagy during his high school football game. Then we had Fire Flus, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and we hashtag that on everything we did. Do we start the hashtag hire Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was
And
wondering.
if they, I think Johnson, they need that offensive mind in there.
Yeah,
And I hope he brings some of the Dan Campbell energy from Detroit to try to be that
right,
leader of men. Because if I'm fine with Johnson or Vrabel coming in, because we need the offensive mind, but we also need that. This is my team, and I'm going to go through the fire with you guys type of coach. And let's
right.
hope that's Ben Johnson, so we get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, we had a total of 11 first downs tonight. 11. That was it. I mean, as far as our third down efficiency, we were 5 for 15. And fourth down, we were 1 for 2. That doesn't cut it in the NFL. Not at all. I mean, I don't get it, you know? But, I mean, what do we do? I mean, all we can do is
Bears can do like it's so dude, it's so bad. Like the demeanor of the Bears team right now, like everyone just heads down, no motivation to be there, and like it showed it in that game. Like Williams gets hit, he's taking forever to get up. The O
oh,
liner
yeah.
jabber jawing.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of jabber jawing, I will give Stevenson. I've been hard on him since the Washington deal. I will
He's
give him
had a solid
this.
year though. He's had an okay year still.
Well, he's done since that Washington. He's had some questionable coverages and lack of, and he's gotten burnt trying to sneak inside to cover the run a few times. But tonight, when it came to him actually being a professional, when Metcalf was in his face and headbutted him, he just kind of laughed at him, let him take those penalties. And I'm sure he was jawing a little bit too. I mean, everybody does that, even at the high school level, they're doing that, but ultimately he held his composure, didn't throw any fists or didn't try to. Granted, I don't think I would have against DJ or against Metcalf either. That's a big dude.
That's a
But
scary man to try to
yeah, exactly.
say I'm gonna
Exactly.
pick a fight with this dude against DK.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, I think I'd take the pass on that one, but I do want to give him his props. He handled that situation decently, I thought, and Walker intervened pretty quick to make sure.
Yeah. And
So
Swift, man, the dude Swift was a big old waste of a contract. He had those few weeks where he looked good, but tonight he did not look good
he
at
did
all.
he did end up with 54 yards rushing though. Well, no, sorry, that was receiving. That was receiving. He had 53 yards rushing. So
53.
he did have 107 yards of our offense. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what we had 179 yards or something like that. Yeah, 179 yards of total offense, and that man was 107 of it.
It's just they paid him just a little bit less than Saquon and Derrick Henry, and he's not doing what he was supposed to do.
Right? Oh no.
He's
If you
supposed to be
ask
that
me,
workhorse for the Bears.
we should have paid Montgomery that money. I will always say that. I'm a Montgomery fan, but it is what it is.
I mean, I'm
So
looking at the stats right now, man. 16 to 28 for 122 yards. The interception was, at the end, which is still an
yeah,
interception, but oh well.
right.
Not a good game from Caleb today. This
No,
is like
no.
his worst. This is the worst he's looked in a few games.
I would agree. I would agree. I think that play where I'm going to say he overthrew Odunze. I think Odunze did the right thing because you come back to the ball. You know what I mean? Those receivers are taught to come back to the ball. You don't go across the middle of the field because quarterbacks are taught not to throw across the field, right?
Yeah,
So I kind of put that one on Caleb Williams. I thought he overthrew the ball, but I don't think they're on the same page yet. I think they're still working at that.
which is not a good thing. Like it is week 17. They should be on the same page. And
Right.
again, that comes with reps and coaching.
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Fully agree. Fully agree with you on that one. The only takeaway I'll give this is I thought that defense, after what I thought looked really poor in that first possession, after that, they stiffened up and played a pretty good game. I mean, they did give up 265 yards, but I mean, a lot of that was on the ground, and they were
Yeah,
creating big holes in
the
that first
second, third,
half.
the
Second
second, third,
half,
they're a pass rusher away or a solid interior lineman away from being a legit force of a defensive line.
Absolutely.
Because they did well tonight. I give them that. Like you said, that first drive was not it, but after that, they like stiffened up and played.
Right.
The defense played well tonight, very well.
No, I that's what I thought. I mean, I was a little worried after that first possession. It went to bed pretty quick
I mean, they
after
had
that.
three. They had the defense had 3 sacks. They
Yep.
only gave up. They gave up, I think, less than 300 yards, like they did.
Yeah.
Because Gino had 160.
Yeah. There's 265 total yards from
Yeah,
Seattle.
so it's not
Yeah.
like the Bears' defense did its job for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I was rating them, I would probably give them a B. I mean, I thought overall they did well, except for they did give up some yardage on the ground, but overall, like you said, I agree. They clamped down when they needed to. Chavernay came out and started gashing them for yards, but even with doing that, at the end of the game, he only had 57 yards total
Yeah,
rushing. You know what I
11
mean?
attempts for 57 yards, or
Yeah,
15 attempts for 57. Like
yeah,
that's good by the Bears, and their run defense has been abysmal this year since the
yeah,
Washington game. It's been abysmal.
yeah, yeah. It's been embarrassing, very embarrassing.
Even with the defensive tackle from Florida hurt.
Yeah, yep. So Dexter,
Yeah,
but he came back tonight, though. I don't think he played very much. Javon Dexter. Yeah, he
Jerron
was
Dexter. I
back.
want to see the
Yeah,
Bears have a top 5 pick and take Graham from Michigan, have Graham and Dexter in the middle.
that'd be good.
It'd
I
be
don't know. I could see us maybe using a first round pick, but if we don't, depending on what's in the draft, and I think we'll get more into that as
we
this
get
year
near.
comes to an end, as with our regular podcast. Definitely start talking about draft picks, not just for the Bears, but maybe for your 49ers too.
Everyone. But
Yeah,
it's dude, that game embarrassing, Chad. We
that's an
had
understatement.
parents, friends Heather and Gary were here, and they were even like, "This is bad." Like,
It's horrible. It
and I
was
was,
bad.
of course, you had me there being a smart ass at the beginning of the game, going, "Go Seahawks!" But like
Oh, this shit.
midway through the second quarter and the third quarter, I didn't want to watch, and I don't
Right.
turn off football games. It was just a bad football game on both sides of the
No,
teams.
no, I agree completely. I agree completely. All right. Well, we'll make this one a short, quick one. But you watched it all. You got your 49ers coming up. What do you got in closing for this post game
Uh,
pod?
I don't. I expect them to lose to the Lions this week, but who knows what will happen? I think it'd be hilarious if the Niners pulled this win off and then the Vikings win out and the Vikings win the division, the NFC North. That would be funny.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. All I've got is Caleb Williams did come into the game as the sixth leading passer of all time for the Chicago Bears for total yardage. I think he'll pass it. He'll probably be the fifth before it's all said and done. He's got one more game to go. I want to say he's like less than 100 yards away from hitting that spot. I'm excited to see what he's got going next year. I got a lot of excitement to see what we talk about in this off season coming up pretty soon. And looking forward to some good college football games on this
Saturday.
coming weekend. Yeah,
There's the
so
NFL games on Saturday too, so we're gonna have to
yeah,
like be flipping through the channels like crazy.
yeah. Well, that and we got some those college playoff games are on Tuesday night and Wednesday. So that'll be fun to watch.
That is
So we'll
true.
see what's going on. So, all right. Well, saying that, I don't got anything else to say really. This is
No,
a lame ass game. Makes for a lame ass post game podcast.
and
But
Thomas Brown, even his demeanor on the sidelines tonight was.
oh, you could see it. I'd agree.
They're all over it.
I'd agree. All right. Well, it was saying that we're out. All I have to say is bear down.